Ditch the fairy tale princess. It's time to step outside the status quo and blaze your own trail. The path littered with setbacks, successes, and newfound passions. Why? Because when you break away from the script, you start to pursue a life by choice. One that is all yours. Live unscripted and rewrite your life. And we're back with another episode helping you get unstuck, hopefully into some clarity. And when I read this post, I was like, I have to do a podcast about this. So this is not my work. This is something I read, and I wanted to share with you some insight of how I kind of am taking all of it. And I thought maybe we could have a conversation about it today. And it's funny because sometimes we see the right thing at the right time, or we hear the right thing at the right time. And I think this post truly speaks to me, and I know it will speak to you too. Maybe not every single one of them, but definitely out of these 12, you're going to get some major takeaways. So I hope you are out for a walk or you're driving in the car where you can like really listen and feel into each one of these and see how they hit for you. These are the 12 if-then algorithms for self-care. So I follow this guy named Ben Muir. His Instagram is called System Sunday, and he's got a lot of awesome quotes and phrases and ideas and ways that you can really tap into your subconscious and like look at things differently, which is my favorite thing to do. That's why I have guests on the show and not just share my perspective, right? I want to bring other people's thoughtful perspective to help you get unstuck and rewriting the script so that you can take ownership of what you've got going on in your life. Okay, so we'll jump right in. And I want to know which of these hit the hardest for you, right? Out of the 12. So the first one says, if you are pursuing a goal, then avoid telling people. It releases cheap dopamine and tricks your brain into thinking you've already achieved it, which lowers your motivation. He says, move in silence. What does that mean for you? For me, I actually agree with this because sometimes I will talk about an idea so much that it feels like it's already done. And I'll give an example, which was retiring from behind the chair. I talked so much about not taking clients anymore that I felt like I had already stopped taking clients, when in reality, I was still working at the salon about 4 days a week. And so it wasn't until I made a decision on my own, technically in silence, that I was able to come to terms with an actual goal, which was to stop. So find yourself in that goal. If you're pursuing a goal, then avoid telling people. Move in silence. What are your thoughts? Number 2. If you are unhappy, then start with brain health. Sleep, hydrate, exercise, eat nutritiously, rebalance your dopamine with less screen time. Our society labels many issues as mental health that are actually brain health. He sourced a doctor named Dr. Daniel Amen, or Amen. I love that. Well, amen to that. If you follow me, you know I'm all about holistic wellness and health and taking care of yourself, from working out in the morning to your morning ritual practice of if you need alone time, if it's journaling, if it's reading, protecting your peace at all costs, generally will create a happier environment for you. So I love this one. Number 3, if you experience a beautiful life moment, he says, then write it down. Best tacos ever, presentation you crushed, bonfire with friends, save the memory, and one day the memory might save you. Love that one. That's cool. Maybe you could put them in a jar or something and pull from them when you're not in the good headspace. Number 4, if you've recently been destroyed by something, then realize this is the best time to transform your life. Focus on your values and daily habits to build yourself back stronger. You get to write how the story ends. Ooh, if that is not what this podcast is all about, I don't know what it is. You get to write how the story ends. I am here for that energy. Number 5, if you find yourself regretting past decisions, then stop. You made the best choice at the time with the knowledge you had. Be at peace with it. We got nothing to say about that. I love that. That's going to take practice for a lot of us. Number 6, if you're not in a peak mental state, then don't believe every thought or feeling you have. It's like grocery shopping on an empty stomach. Bad idea. I love that because often we can be in this downward funk, or we can be in kind of a low energy space, and we start to create these stories and we start to believe all these thoughts and feelings that we're having in the moment as like who we are or what's really going on, when often we're just in a bad mood or we're not having a great day. So don't allow every thought and feeling to stay rooted and become a core belief if you're not in a peak mental state. Love that. Also, don't go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. Number 7, if you're comparing yourself to others, then stop. Trust me, they have their own issues you'd never want. Only compare yourself to your former self. I love that. We'll just leave that one alone. 8, if they steal your energy, then run away from them as fast as you can. If they are prone to conflict, then ditto. I got to read that one again. Number 8, if they steal your energy, then run away from them as fast as you can. If they are prone to conflict, meaning they like to conflict with you, if they want to argue with you, if everything's combative, if everything's like a harsh, rough conversation, run away. I think sometimes we stick around to make sure people are really as much of an asshole as they really show us. It's like, how much is too much? How much is enough? And I've stayed around friends whose energy shifted mine or has stole my energy. And if you're in a service-based industry, if you do something where you're working with somebody else, that applies to clients too. If they, meaning them, your clients, your friends, your family, someone you're dating, anybody, person in the elevator, get the fuck away from them. I love that. I'm here for number 8. That comes with age too. You learn to be more discerning. Number 9, if you see leaves swaying in the breeze or ripples in the pond, then take a moment to be present. The nature of reality is 100 times more beautiful than any virtual reality. And the thing that came up for me when I read this one was, stop pulling your phone out every single time you're experiencing an amazing moment. Just be present in that moment and let it be a core memory that gets documented from my eyeballs, not from my phone's eyeballs. Because you know, when you got your phone out, you're looking at it through your camera. So I love that one. Number 10, if you feel overwhelmed by mainstream media, then turn it off. You're allowed to not have your attention monetized. Oof, that one's good. If you feel overwhelmed by mainstream media, then turn it off. You're allowed to not have your attention monetized. That's a good one. All right, the last 2. Number 11, if you find yourself stuck in a mental loop, then ask, is this useful? And will I care about this in a year? That's a good one. If you find yourself stuck in a mental loop, then ask, is this useful? And will I care about this in a year? Chances are no. Number 12, if you're feeling rushed, then try going at 85%. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Carl Lewis, 9-time Olympic gold medalist, ran his fastest at 85% anyways. I love that. I would have never known that about this gentleman, Carl Lewis. You would have thought that he won his 9 Olympic gold medals by running at 100%. But often when we are pushing ourselves too hard, too fast, we don't get the best version of ourselves. We're not highly producing. We might just be moving fast. I love the idea of slow is smooth and smooth is fast, because we want to do things right and with purpose, and we want to enjoy the process, right? So when you're stuck in the grind of getting things done as quickly as possible or getting to that next level quickly, we sometimes don't enjoy the journey. And I just loved all of these. All of these kind of hit for me, but I'd love to know your feedback on which one of these hit the hardest for you. Because if you love personal development, I follow some really great accounts, and I'm always trying to bring different perspectives so that we can be thinking about how we can be showing up bigger, thinking of ways to support ourselves in this new age, this new life, with all the things we've got, all of the ingestion of podcasts and TV and social media and TikTok and all the things I don't even know that exist, right? We've got kids playing video games, screen time's at an all-time high. We are so overly inundated with information. It is wild. So take a few moments, listen to this back. Let me know, out of these 12 things, which of these if-then algorithms for your self-care are you going to really lean into? I want to know. I'm always rooting for you. I love this podcast so much as a platform to get in your ear, get some time, just you and I, and really connect back to what it is that you want. How are you showing up today? What is feeling good for you? And for me, I want to share with you guys a little bit about what I got going on. I shared this on a live today on Instagram, and I just shared around ways that people can work with me, because I realized I don't talk about that enough. And you may be listening to this podcast. This may be your very first episode that you ever tuned into. And you're like, I like this chick. She's cool. What does she do besides a podcast? Well, I fell in love with podcasting over the last 2.5 years. And we are coming up on 40,000 downloads for the podcast, which is amazing. And I just love the evolution of the things I've been gifting and giving myself the permission to talk about on this show, because it's who I am. I'm evolving, right? And I wanted 2023 to be all about action and fun. I am down for the hard work, but I want to be in momentum around other badass people, especially women, who also want the same kind of things. So I created an amazing retreat in San Diego, May 21st to the 23rd. We're down to 2 spots left at this point. It's a shared room with 2 beds, 180-degree view of the ocean. It's called Chill the F Out, because I know that not doing work is part of the work. And taking that time, cutting through the hustle and grind mode, and taking a moment for yourself to just reconnect back to your body and get clear so that you can feel confident moving forward with what you're doing. That's my most favorite thing that I'm working on right now is the retreat. And then obviously I fell in love with the podcasting. So my team and I created the most comprehensive, amazing Start Your Damn Podcast course that there ever once was. Up to this point, I haven't found anything better. I went out and I did my damn research. Not only did I do my research of the other podcast courses that are out there, I also have been on tons of other people's podcasts, seeing how they do, asking questions, also running my own podcast, going through countless different podcast teams, just trying to find the easiest, best way to have fun, monetize, grow, and just really sink my teeth into what it looks like to step into the podcast space. And I love it. So I want to be about helping other people create awareness about who they are, connect with their listeners, with their future audience, with their future community through podcasting. Because I think if you're truly trying to grow a personal brand in 2023, a podcast is an amazing avenue for you to allow people to get to know you. And it allows for you to really just be yourself. And I just love long form because of that. And I think through this podcast, I've built up so much confidence. So I know it can do the same for you. And then the last way that we can work together is my one-on-one confidence makeover. There are 2 different ways that we can work together through the confidence makeover. It's a 90-day program. You can choose to work in a group or one-on-one with me. You and I can get on a call and discuss that and see what feels better for you. I can assess kind of where you're at and what your needs are, and go from there. The majority of people say they want to work in a group. So I'm really excited to launch this. It's still in its beta phase right now. We're working out some kinks on what exactly my framework is for the confidence makeover. There are so many things that I've learned from so many of my great mentors, so many masterminds I've been in, the ability to coach a couple hundred people over the last couple of years. And the confidence piece is what I see that holds people back. So definitely clarity equates to making you feel more confident, but so does taking some action. And accountability and strategy are non-negotiables for me. I am so good at helping you figure that kind of shit out. I own that piece, but I also own the fact that I have the ability to help other people find that confidence within them. So those are a couple of ways we can work together. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, I got a book out called Come As You Are, The Art of Unbecoming Who They Told You to Be. It's my way of calling bullshit on life. We are not put here to do what other people tell us. We are here to pave our own path, walk our own walk, and find out what truly lights us up and step fully into that. This book is kind of your permission slip / workbook to help you really get some clarity around what it is you're doing and just to kind of empower you and remind you of the greatness inside of you. I also have a membership that you can hang out with me every single month and get coaching. It's $25 a month. It used to be called the Beauty Insiders membership, where I solely focus on people in the beauty industry. But since reshifting that identity, it is now called the Insiders Collective. So you get access to me twice a month alongside an amazing community of other highly ambitious women who want to have these conversations around their big dreams and to step into community with other women who are willing to have these conversations. So if you are still here, I'd love to know which one out of these 12 I am versions that he shared with us resonated the most with you, and what's really on your heart, what's been coming up for you. I recently put the emails back in action, which I had laid off of for a few months. I just wanted to pull back a little bit. So if you felt like I was kind of being quiet, if you wondered why you weren't getting emails anymore, that's the reason. You can always subscribe to the email list on my website. And you can always text me. I do have a text community that I am working on growing right now, and it's direct access to me. Nobody else answers those messages. And that phone number is 619-332-3045. And you can message me anything if you have questions, if you've got something on your heart, if you're curious about working together, if you're interested in the podcast course, if you're interested in the retreat, let me know. I love messaging with you guys. I love chatting with you. So never feel like a question is stupid or that I won't answer or get back to you. You can either DM me or text me. And I just honestly love hearing from each and every one of you, because watching you step into your power truly lights me up and shows me what's possible. And I am here for this energy. So if you're feeling all this, let me know, drop me a text, send me a DM. And if you're a longtime listener of the show, I so appreciate you. I think allowing me to come into your life for 30 minutes or an hour a day is literally the most special thing. And I'm so glad that we've gotten to connect, whether it's through social media, in real life, or just on this podcast. I'm smiling right now because I feel so in alignment with where I'm supposed to be and what I'm doing right now. And it fucking feels amazing. So I am recording this on a Friday, which if you're new here, it is fuck yeah Friday around here, which is why the why the retreat is called Chill the Fuck Out. I'm really passionate about a few things right now, and they just happen to have the F word in them. So does fuck yeah Friday. So I hope whenever you listen to this episode, I'll make sure my team puts it out on a Friday, you understand how incredible you are and the power that you have within you, and you don't let anybody or anything get in the way of your dreams and goals. And I will see you on the next episode of Unscripted. Creating this podcast is as much fun as it sounds, and it's not hard. You're worthy of sharing your expertise with the world. So I've broken it down so you can start your own damn podcast in 4 weeks or less. Head to the link in the show notes to start now.